Attention passionate LAS, Vegas Raiders fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Las Vegas Raiders' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Las Vegas Raiders fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and LAS, Vegas Raiders FANS. Let's get to the news. When you think about the Raiders, especially in recent seasons, it's impossible not to notice how much they've been trying to reshape their identity. The 2023 season, for example, was a roller coaster. But what's clear is that the front office is making some bold moves to get this team back to its winning ways. And a big part of that strategy revolves around rethinking their ground game. You see, last year, the Raiders' rushing attack was, frankly, one of the worst in the league. They struggled to establish consistency on the ground, which in turn affected their overall offensive rhythm. That's why in the offseason, they really put a spotlight on fixing this critical area. They understood that in today's NFL, even the most explosive passing offenses start with a reliable, threatening running game. It's the foundation that keeps defenses honest, opens up the play action, and keeps the clock moving when necessary. So they went out and made some significant investments, both in free agency and the draft, to bolster that part of their team. Signing Raheem Mostert from the Dolphins was a clear statement. They needed someone who can bring speed and explosiveness to their backfield. Mostert, known for his breakaway speed, has shown in the past he can take it the distance at any moment, and the Raiders see him as a key piece to finally turn their rushing attack into a weapon. Along with Mostert, they also brought in Alex Kappa, a solid veteran offensive lineman who's used to blocking for effective rushing schemes. Kappa's role is crucial because, without a strong line, no matter how talented your running backs are, you're not going to get the job done. The Raiders also used their first-round pick on Ashton Jeanty, a promising young running back out of Boise State, who has the potential to develop into a versatile and reliable option. Combine that with the coaching influence of Pete Carroll, who's known for his emphasis on establishing a strong running game, and you start to see the big picture. It's all about creating a balanced attack that can keep defenses guessing and control the tempo of the game. But as with any bold move, there are trade-offs. The focus on improving the running game has left them somewhat thin in the receiving department. While they do have some promising pieces, it's clear that their passing attack isn't as deep or as proven as they'd like. Brock Bowers, who many believe is already one of the best tight ends in the league, is a bright spot. His matchup nightmares for defenses and his ability to make plays after the catch make him an invaluable asset. Jacoby Meyers, coming over from the Patriots, should also help give quarterback Geno Smith some reliability and security in the passing game. Meyers has shown he can be a chain mover and a dependable target, which should help ease some of the pressure off the young receivers. Speaking of young receivers, the Raiders are heavily relying on rookies like Jack Betch and Daunt Thornton Jr. to step up and carry the offensive load. Both have flashed potential during training camp and preseason, but they're still raw and unproven at this level. The hope is that with development, they can grow into reliable pass catchers, but that's a gamble. The reality is that this team is betting a lot on their offensive rookies and the progression of Bowers and Meyers. It's a bold strategy, but sometimes, in the NFL, you have to take risks to reach the next level. This brings us to an important point. What if things don't go exactly as planned? The Raiders could really benefit from adding a veteran presence to their receiving core. And one name that's been floating around in free agency and makes a lot of sense for them is Gabe Davis. After being released by the Jacksonville Jaguars, Davis is still looking for his next team, and the Raiders should be knocking on his door. In his lone year with the Jags, Davis played just 10 games due to injuries and inconsistency, finishing with modest numbers, 20 catches for 239 yards and 2 touchdowns. But Davis brings a lot more than just stats. He's got experience, speed, and the ability to stretch the field. You see, Davis could be that calming, reliable presence that the Raiders need when they're in a tight spot or trying to push for those crucial yards late in the game. His ability to make contested catches and create separation can be exactly what Geno Smith needs to take some of the pressure off the younger targets. And for Davis, a move to Las Vegas could be a fresh start. a chance to re-establish himself as a top-tier receiver. If he hits his stride, with the Raiders' offensive scheme and the potential of their young playmakers, Davis could finally surpass the 1-0-yard mark for the first time in his career. That's the kind of boost that could elevate the entire offense and give them a real shot at making noise in the AFC West and beyond. Now, let's take a broader look at the Raiders' current situation. The team has been on a bit of a roller coaster over the past few seasons. They've had flashes of brilliance, like their playoff run in 2021 when they looked poised to make a deep push. But consistency has been elusive. The coaching staff, led by Josh McDaniels, is under pressure to get this team back to winning ways, and the front office is clearly investing in building a team that can compete at the highest level. The AFC West itself is more competitive than ever, with the Chiefs, Chargers, and Broncos all making moves to improve their rosters. The Raiders know that to stay relevant, they need to be at their best in every phase of the game. One of the most encouraging signs is the development of their defense. While offense tends to get all the attention, a solid defense can often be the difference maker. The Raiders have invested in their defensive line and secondary, and players like Max Crosby continue to be disruptive forces. Crosby, already an elite pass rusher, has been a cornerstone of their defense, and his leadership on the field is invaluable. If the defense can maintain its level of play, it will give the Raiders more opportunities to control games and take some pressure off their often inconsistent offense. Looking ahead to the season, expectations are cautiously optimistic among fans. There's recognition that this team has made some smart moves, but also an understanding that it's a work in progress. The key to their success will be how well their new pieces gel together and whether their young players can step up when it counts. The AFC West is brutal, and every game will be a battle. But the Raiders are entering this season with a clear identity, a team focused on establishing a dominant ground game, complemented by a growing passing attack and a defense that's ready to make plays. And of course, the fan base remains one of the most passionate and loyal in the league. Las Vegas is a city that thrives on excitement and spectacle, and the Raiders embody that spirit perfectly. The team's recent moves and strategic focus have reignited the hope that this could be the year they finally break through and contend for playoff glory once again. It's a fascinating time to be a Raiders fan, with so much anticipation building around their potential and what the season might hold. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Las Vegas Raiders news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. Now what's next for the Raiders? Well, the offseason moves are just the beginning. Training camp is around the corner, and then comes the grind of preseason games, where these new additions will have their first real test against NFL competition. The coaching staff is eager to see how quickly the rookies adapt and whether the veterans can continue to lead by example. The quarterback situation, with Geno Smith at the helm, is another interesting storyline. Smith's performance last season showed he can be a steady hand, but can he take that next step and become a truly elite quarterback? That's what everyone's watching closely. Meanwhile, the defense, anchored by Crosby and a revamped secondary, aims to be stingier and create more turnovers. Every little detail matters, especially in a division as tough as the AFC West, where margins of victory are razor-thin. The Raiders need to capitalize on every opportunity, whether it's a forced fumble, an interception, or a timely sack. Their special teams also need to be consistent, because in close games, those units often swing the outcome. The storylines are endless, and the excitement is palpable. Fans are imagining what this team could do if everything clicks into place, from the ground attack to the passing game, and the defense finally reaching its potential. The NFL season is a marathon, and the Raiders are positioning themselves to be serious contenders, not just in the division, but in the AFC as a whole. They're building something special, and every game, every play is a part of that journey towards future glory. And now, Las Vegas Raiders fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on all these moves? Do you believe that the focus on the ground game will finally turn things around? Do you think adding a veteran receiver like Gabe Davis could be just what the offense needs to reach that next level? Or are you more optimistic about the development of your young players and the defense? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Las Vegas Raiders. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Las Vegas Raiders news. The season is just around the corner, and this team is making all the right moves to make 2024 a year to remember. Thanks for sticking with me, and as always, go Raiders.